Good morning, YouTube. Thanks so much for coming by. And if you haven't been here before, welcome. My name is Andrea, and this is the Untamed Olive, where we talk vegan recipes, garden hacks, beekeeping, and all things healthy living. So in today's video, I thought I'd do something just a little bit different. I have been watching Mae Flowers on YouTube for quite a long time, as well as Kate Flowers. And in Mae's last video, she and her girlfriend Stella made some lentil and eggplant meatballs, and they look amazing, and I thought I'd give them a try. So we're over here at the grocery store picking up supplies. I am going to make their recipe as well as my own marinara recipe, and we're going to make a epic meatball sandwich out of them. So I will of course link their recipe and their video below, as well as my recipes. And yeah, if you want to see how to make a super comforting, whole plant-based, good for you meatball sandwich, keep on watching. Okay, right to it, guys. We've got a large eggplant here that I'm adding a bit of olive oil to and sea salt, and I'm going to roast it in the oven at 400 for about 45 minutes. I halved Mae and Stella's recipe because it's a whole lot of meatballs, but you could always make the full batch and freeze them as well. So while those are baking, I'm getting our marinara sauce started. I've got some garlic and white onion in a pan. And once those are a little bit translucent, I'm going to add about 3 cups of all sorts of varieties of tomatoes from our garden. You can obviously use canned diced tomatoes as well. I just figured this is a great way to use them up. And what beats a fresh tomato flavor, right? I'm now adding a can of tomato paste and stirring everything together. I'm also going to add some Italian seasoning, crushed red pepper and garlic powder, as well as some fresh parsley and fresh basil, and just let this bad boy simmer as long as possible. Next, we're going to move on to our meatballs. So I've got some breadcrumbs here. I actually made them myself with some toasted baguette and vegan Parmesan. You can totally buy them at the store. Sometimes they're not vegan though, so be careful if that is a concern for you. But I'm just pulsing these up until they're ready, and then we're going to blend together our diced up cooked eggplant, our lentils, some sautéed onions, garlic, and parsley, as well as a little bit of tomato paste until it's nice and pasty and all mixed together. Okay, here we have our reserved breadcrumbs that we made earlier. I'm going to add our eggplant and lentil mixture right to them and just fold them together with a spatula. If you end up with a little bit wet of a batter, you can always add more breadcrumbs, and that actually happened for me this time. You want it to soak up enough of the liquid where you can make a ball without it just being a giant sticky mess. So if you find it's a little sticky, add more breadcrumbs, no problem. If you guys have any suggestions for recipes I should try on camera or off camera, please let me know. I love watching Mae and Kate's videos. They have such great ideas. They have a really great ebooks, so I will link everything below. I really appreciate their input on vegan recipes because there's just so many different things you can do, and it's fun to learn what everyone's doing to eat whole plant-based foods that are nutritious instead of really heavily processed things, because it's really easy for me to just eat tofu or eat a veggie burger, and to be able to make something so hearty and delicious like this, it's really exciting to me. So, end rant on that. But if you have any suggestions, please comment below, like the video, all those things. This is me adding a little bit more breadcrumbs so we're not so sticky. Okay, this is looking much better. We're coming together like an actual dough now. Once we're to this point, I'm just going to roll them into balls. You can do smaller ones. I decided to do a little bit larger of meatballs, so I got about 6 out of this half recipe, and I'm just putting them into a pie dish. You can put them on a cookie sheet, whatever you've got. And then I am going to bake them in the oven at 350 degrees for about a half an hour, I believe. I am going to double check that because now I'm second guessing myself. But I will link everything obviously below for you so you know. You mostly just want them to be a little bit more dried out and a little bit brown on the edges because they still will be quite moist in the middle. So yeah, this is how I did them, and I will show you what they look like in just a moment. Ta-da! Look at those beauties, nice and golden brown. Now I'm gonna make our sandwich. I've got some gluten-free baguette here. I'm adding a bit of garlic aioli that I've made. I have got a killer recipe in another video. I will link it below. It's good on sandwiches and just about anything, let's be honest. I'm then going to add some of our marinara that we've had simmering away. One of these slices has a bit of melted vegan mozzarella on it as well, because the sandwich is gonna be epic, right? You need mozzarella for epic sandwich. Look at how beautiful that is. So yummy, so satisfying. Whole foods, which I love. I've also got it with a little bit of rice pasta as well here. How pretty. Okay guys, I'm not entirely sure how to go about eating this, but I am so excited. It's looking pretty epic. Here we go. Ooh, that meatball. So good. Thank you, Mae and Stella. This is by far the best meat-free meatball I've ever had. Cheers.